In this episode of OSFirstTimer, Dinah will be using Microsoft PowerPoint 2021 to create her own fictional country, where the laws are just a little strange. Would Ben move to this country? Keep watching to find out. So here you are on the desktop of Windows 11, the full version this time because it officially was released back on October 5th, 2021. Now, in addition to launching Windows 11 on that day, Microsoft also launched Microsoft Office 2021. So today we'll be looking at the functionality and some of the new features of one of the main programs included within Office, Microsoft PowerPoint 2021. So can you now open that?
Okay, there it is.
Are you used to that start menu in the middle yet, or it's still a bit
it's very Mackie.
You don't use it at the moment, yeah.
No.
Okay, so here you are about to make a presentation with Microsoft PowerPoint 2021. Now, in case you didn't know, Microsoft PowerPoint is a presentation program that's primarily used to create slideshows, but some people like to use it a little more creatively, and we'll get to that later. For now, though, you'll be creating a slideshow on a non-existent country of your choice. Each slide you make will be another aspect of that country. Now, I'll show you a little example I prepared earlier. You'll make a full slideshow, not just one slide, and you'll make it a bit more fancy than this. But here's an example I made of a country called Yanatria. Now, Yanatria is not a real country at all. I made it up on the spot.
I think I knew that.
People choose to live in igloos or palm trees depending on their nose length. Those with long noses live in igloos so they can stick their nose out of the hole. As you can see, there's the hole.
While those a very long nose.
While those with short noses live in trees so that they can compare their nose length with koalas. And there's a little koala nose there.
That's a pretty flat nose.
Well, of course, I said short noses.
Okay, well...
You've got like a medium-sized nose.
Now, the people with the long noses that live in the igloos, they need to be very careful of frostbite. Could you imagine? So I would make heaps of money if I introduced nose warmers.
Or even just the door on the
igloo.
Or
even just stick a sock on. No, but then... with the door, instead of having the little peephole, they'll have the little nose hole to stick their nose.
Poke people with. Anyway, okay, you're going to make your own.
You're not invited.
Now, just before you start making your own slide, I thought I'd actually show you what are some of the new features of Microsoft PowerPoint 2021 or Office in general. So first of all, you've got the visual refresh. Office 2016 and 2019...
You watch it refreshing.
No. Had a very similar appearance, and I'll get to that now of what that looked like. So here's just a little look at what PowerPoint 2019 looked like. You can see there was this orange bar at the top. They've replaced that with a nice cleaner, see, just a lighty, whitey colour.
Yeah.
And you also had, everything was very solid, like and flat. Look at this flat line there. See how that line just comes across here. And there's no transition, there's no shadow. But when you come over here, there's like, it even curves at the corners, curvy corners.
Yeah.
And you've also got the shadows there going along. So it's given it that more modern look as opposed to this flat look. And even things like the text box. You see the text box is square along the edges. And if you come here, it's a curvy text box with curvy things. And everything's very curvy, okay? Even these are curved edges. So everything's
generally the transition when it comes to modernising things. I mean, think of boxy cars, curvy cars.
Yeah, well, so you think that's definitely an improvement?
Yeah, I do, and it does modernise it, so yeah.
Okay, just about modernisation. Flat was modern at one point. Okay, there is a slight trend moving away from flat. Things are still pretty flat, as you can see, but it's that adding shadows, things like that. Just little things moving away from flat. Now, I'm going to show you do you know Office 2013? It's what you actually use on your computer.
Oh, well, I must know it then if I use it.
So this is what Office 2013 looks like. It looks pretty similar to 2019. So you've got Office 2013 here. It wasn't orange at the top. And see how you can click on these various things and it's these tabs. But here, it's kind of replaced the tabs. Here, look at this. They're not an actual tab that extends outward. It's just a little line. And see the little animations you put your cursor, and even when you transition between these tabs, see that little fade?
I actually prefer the current, to tell the truth.
Oh, really?
I do.
So even though this one is more flat, I mean, you've got no shadow or anything.
I know, but I like it having, because I can clearly see that is the tab that is open. And it even... changes the colour of the actual words of, what the tab's called. And I just think it's
this
just
makes
easier.
it bold, and it even puts a line under it.
But it's bold and a line. It's messy, it's complicated.
Okay.
I actually prefer the old.
So if you were to modify this, you'd take the curves and the shadows that they've got in this.
Yes, I would.
But you'd, instead of this square tab, you'd make it a circular tab.
Have a curved, not circular, but just curved
tab,
edges. Yeah.
Okay.
And then have the actual name of the tab change colour rather than
just go bold.
Bold and then underlined. Yeah, because that way you can clearly see what's open.
Okay. How about the actual animations where if I click, see how on this it just goes to each tab. There's no fade or anything. But on this, it does that little movement that, like, you can see it almost sliding across. Do you like that little slide it does where it kind of transitions across? Okay,
I'm not
it's
really
just to
that
make
fussed.
it. This is Microsoft's own words when it comes to this. Work with a modernized start experience with newly refreshed tabs in the ribbon. Experience a clean, clear style with monoline iconography, neutral color palette, and softer window corners. They use the word softer corners rather than curved, as you can see.
These updates,
these updates communicate action and provide features with simple visuals. Now let's just go back one more time. So beyond this and beyond Office 2013, just to look at what my personal favourite Office was, which was Office 2007.
To tell the truth, I like the blue.
Yeah.
It doesn't look as plain.
The gradients of the blue and stuff, and the tab looks even curved there, and it's got that nice blue look rather than this flat look. That was my favourite design. Office 2010 also looked very similar to 2007.
I don't think I used 2007, did I?
I don't know, but it was
just
Office
used the one after
2013, where it went to the flat look, and now they're getting rid of that flat look, slowly transitioning more to shadows and stuff.
Only problem is that top does definitely look plain compared to this nice blue.
Yeah. What do you think people thought when it went basically looking like this to when they actually brought out, not specifically this look, but this more flat look? Do you think people liked it or not?
I think people would have hated it.
The opinions were very mixed, and I'm going to show you some opinions.
Opinions are always mixed. Can you ever get people to agree on one thing? No.
So this is an opinion someone put out. They said, is it just me, or is Office 2013 meant to make eyes bleed? I installed it on my laptop a few days ago and just got to loading it yesterday. I have to know, am I the only one with issues with how white and bright the program is? I never get headaches or eye strain from computers, but 3 minutes with Outlook and I was already ready to rip my eyes out. There seems to be no skins, no additional colour themes, aside from light grey, dark grey, which neither really helps at all. Is anyone else out there experiencing this? And you can actually see people aren't really a fan. I'm not really a fan of how it brings out the Windows 8 Metro look to Office. I don't like how flat everything looks. Nothing stands out. I survived an hour on my system. I'll be passing on 2013. What is it with Microsoft and ugly lately? Remembering this is when Windows 8 had just been released. Someone says, I used it for a while last night and I feel like I was using a Windows 3.11 application. I've never experienced wanting to quit out using a program because it was so boring to look at until now. This is a completely different person on another forum now. Why is Microsoft Office 2013 so butt ugly? Yeah, you see, this is probably why they're thinking we've got to do this visual refresh. People aren't liking this. Well, this is a bit one-sided.
Took them long enough, though. I mean, I think they would have just scrapped this and went to the old one.
What were you thinking? It's butt ugly. Where is the setting to get rid of the flat and ugly look? Make it look and feel more like Office 2010, which looked similar to 2007, which is what I showed you. Now, this guy, this is a Microsoft community support guy, and he says, I understand you may not like how Office 2013 looks currently. I apologise if the appearance doesn't make you happy. It just sounds quite funny.
But you would think that they would have actually already done a whole stack of market research to find out whether people like it. Beta testers and stuff. But
now, what's funny is he said you can actually change the Office theme, and he explains how in Office 2013 you can change the theme. Let's say you don't
But
like...
if it's so good, you shouldn't have to. It should appeal instantly.
But let's actually have a little look at this theme that he's talking about. So this is the Office 2013 that became more flat. They got rid of that blue look, okay? So he's basically saying you go up to options like this, and over here you click on Office Theme White. You've got white, light grey, or dark grey. Let's have a little look. Light grey looks like that. It's that light grey look.
Which you showed me to begin with, yes.
Then you've got dark grey, which, see how it's this grey that's darker?
Yeah.
It's a darker grey look.
Just looks like a dirty edition of the first one, really.
Yeah, it does. It looks like... I don't know.
It's gotten dirty over time, that's all.
Yeah, and of course you've also got the white theme.
Definitely too clinical.
Yeah.
Don't like
They're
it.
all very flat. So there was no actual option to have that non-flat look. Do you get what I mean? It was all just, and he even replied, this guy, he says, "Oh yeah, I did see those. You have 3 choices, drab, dismal, or kill me now." Thanks for your reply. I mean, it's not very nice to the Microsoft guy, but it just goes to show that there was a...
me now.
Would you sort of agree with those looks?
Well, drab and dismal,
yeah. But not kill me now.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back. Thank goodness we're out of those times, and we have got the nice visual refresh. What other things in the visual refresh do you notice? Up here, you've got an autosave option. This is you just click that autosave on, and it'll continuously keep saving, so you don't have to keep remembering to save your file. So
and what are the intervals that it saves in?
I didn't research that. But
you out.
Well, I didn't research it. I didn't get asked that question. But what it does is
pretty important.
It saves online. So if you actually click that, unfortunately, I'm not signed in or anything. But what you do is you'd sign in and it actually saves it to your cloud account online, so that even if your computer completely blew up one day, it would save the latest version of this online, and you'd be able to access it from another computer.
Okay.
But anyway, that's
maybe
how the autosave
there's a drop-down menu that you can select how long you
potentially.
want.
I believe autosaving actually exists in current versions of Microsoft Office and stuff as well, but it's a little bit more hidden. And this just brings it out to the front where everyone can see it. Oh, also you have got a search bar at the top, which we'll get to later, which is a new feature of Office 2021. But for now, it is time for you to make your own PowerPoint presentation.
Okay.
So when you start off with new, they give you a few different looks. You can have a blank presentation, or they give you a few different looks of how you might want to, have your presentation looking.
Okay.
See that? So would you like to pick one of those?
Something that looks pretty.
You can modify the colours a bit. Like, for example, with this Berlin one, if you didn't want that, you could have it a gradient from going from one shade of pink to another shade of pink.
Yeah.
There's a lot of customization or circuit. You can change those gradient colours. So,
well, look,
don't think of the colour, just think of the design.
The woven fibres. I mean, do they have like a flowery design at all? Because I can't see any here.
Flora flourish.
Yeah, but it doesn't look really... I don't like that. Do they have a whole stack of different ones to choose from if I click that?
I'm not sure. You'd have to try it. No, this one isn't super customizable, I'm afraid.
Yeah, don't like it.
Oh, there's even online. You can search online for more.
Oh, okay.
Flowers?
Yeah, flowers.
Oh, there you go.
I
Cherry
do like
blossom.
that. Oh, cherry blossom is my absolute favourite. Have to have cherry blossom.
Okay, there we go.
Pretty.
Oh, and look at the way it stylises each page. Like, each page even has a little, like, a flower on stuff. That's a nice little theme that you downloaded.
Yeah, it is.
So that's the advantage of online themes. Anyway, what is this country going to be called? What do you want to name your country?
Blossom.
Okay.
B-L.
You know how sometimes a country might have, like, a little catchphrase, like, Australia.
The place to be.
Yeah, something like that.
The place to be.
Remember, it's going to be a bit of a silly place. So, here we go. So you've done that.
Silly. People may actually want to live there.
Now, no, but it's got to be funny. If it's just this perfect utopian place.
Of course it's going to be funny.
Okay.
I mean, everybody needs humour in their everyday life.
So, move on to the next slide and start designing it. So, what's this slide? Is this going to be houses, or is this... What's the topic of this? Education?
Prerequisite.
So, how you get into the country. What about citizenship? Gaining citizenship to blossom. What process do people have to do through gaining... So, gaining citizenship... Sorry, that was a mistake. Citizenship. Okay. I'm never saying that word again.
Actually, gaining citizenship sounds better than prerequisite, yeah.
Okay, great. So what are some of the things that they need to do?
I'm sick of people arguing.
Okay.
So, to get into this country, you need to speak a different language to everybody else already in the country.
So
now, that's going to be really easy for the first person to come into the country because it doesn't matter what language they speak. So,
but wait. So you're saying if there's 1,000 people living in it, all of those 1,000 people have different languages.
Yes.
Like one speaks French, one speaks German.
That way, they're not going to argue. They're not going to get into because they won't understand each other, and then.
But they're going to run out of languages, so eventually they'll just have to make up a.
They'll have to make up languages then. And that will show dedication.
Well, it's multicultural. You can't get more multicultural
No,
than
you
this.
can't. And I love multiculturalism. It's good.
Okay.
So that's the first bullet point. Since I want to add some pictures, I might just slide that across. Okay, so the next bullet point.
I just don't know how civilization would work. Like, if you've got a shop.
It would work because the fact is nobody would argue. What a nice place to be.
So let's say you've got a hairdresser next to a police station. How would you know which is which? Because they can't read it.
I think you would know because I doubt that the police would be doing people's hair. They would see through the window.
There'd be some...
And if there are people doing hair, then you'll know that they're not the police. Unless, in this country, the police actually do your hair to make you look politically right.
Maybe there's no crime in that country and the police just do people's hair. They're like, well, okay, yeah, move on. So what's something else about this country that you had to gain citizenship?
You must be considered a very nice person and have 100 people that will be your referee.
Do you need referees to get into a country?
Yes, because we only want nice people in this country. We want people that are...
So there's obviously going to be a person here.
Need 100...
Calling your referees. What language is that person going to understand and how would they understand?
That person that calls...
Has to be talented in every language in the world.
Can know,
every language.
Will know every single language in the world.
But then, the problem is, if he knows every language, that means he's able to speak to people around the town or cities in this country, and he will make arguments.
No, he won't, because he's a nice person.
Okay,
so need 100 referees to vouch that you are a nice person.
I like the little pink dot points.
Next, you need to be a different height to everybody already in the country. And I'm going to get to why that is the case. And it'll be because of the houses.
And how would that be policed?
Well, there'll be simply a big ruler thing there that then you stand up.
But what if a child walks into the country and they grow and it's like, oh, no, you're the same size as this child now. Out you get. Like, people grow, people change size, vertically and horizontally, you know what I mean? So...
No, you see, you have to be a different height. It's going to work. I'll think about that later. So you
I think pretty much those under 18 best not risk moving to this country.
Height. But when you
People obviously won't have children in this country, so no one will have kids because all their babies might be about the same height.
They will have them at different times. So they'll all consult each other somehow. I don't know because they
won't be able to plan that.
And they'll say to each other, I'm going to have a baby so nobody else have any babies for now. Because that way my baby...
What are they going to use? Sign language? They have to go.
Well, actually, you know, that will introduce a new bullet point, must be creative.
Sign language is still a language, so everyone would have to speak a different sign language too. So you couldn't symbolise, they have to basically draw pictures and act things out physically on the street.
Well, that reminds me, good at drawing. You'd have to be good at drawing to actually...
But how do you define good now? And how would you explain what good is when everyone speaks different languages? Because people have different concepts of good.
Okay. Good at drawing. There's a drawing course you need to complete.
And what language is that course in?
It's not in a language. It's just basically there will be a photo of something and they just need to draw it. So there you go. See? Photos tell 1,000 words and they don't have to be in one language.
Yeah, but you're drawing a photo. How is that improving your skills? You're not being taught how to draw it more realistically.
No, but you're drawing what the thing in the photo is. Like, let's say it's a photo
so it's not
of
actually
a mouse.
A course. It's just a thing. It seems, okay, the person will look, your drawing is similar.
You need to pass. No, you said how would you know?
Yeah.
Define what's good.
So this isn't a course.
Need to pass.
This is just a test.
Pass a drawing test. And that's based on copying, drawing the object in the picture.
So those are all the things.
They're the requirements you need to gain citizenship into this particular country.
So let's add some photos now. So how would you add some photos?
Well, I would have a photo of a group of people all different heights going down.
Okay, so how would you add a photo in like that? What would you do? If it was you making a PowerPoint on your own computer, what would you actually do to add a photo in?
Well, first of all, is there Google Images that I can go to get some sort of...
Potentially. So you want to insert something.
I do.
So you might want to go to the...
So I would go to insert.
Actually...
And I would go to, well, not pictures, but I want to Google search some pictures
And look,
first.
there's online pictures there too.
Oh, okay.
But before we do that, you were just wondering...
Is that like Google Images, the online pictures?
It's Bing Images, but it's pretty much the same thing.
Okay.
Now, just before we do that, so instead of going onto the Google Images, like opening a browser, dragging it to your desktop, then dragging it in, it puts it straight into your PowerPoint like that. Very simple, very easy. Now, you were just saying, where is it? And I kind of said, I was like, well, you need to insert something. And I was like, bring you to that tab. Now, this search bar at the top that they've added is for people who don't know where something is and they just want to do something.
And it'll take you to
So,
that
for
thing.
example, you wanted to insert an image. So if I type online pictures, suddenly this is how you can get it straight away, and you can click on it and it brings it straight in here, ready to do online images.
Okay.
So you think of a topic.
Well, first of all, line of people differing in height, descending height or ascending height, ascending in height. I think Google Images would probably do a better job than actual this Bing thing. Oh wait, it keeps going down. Oh, but see, where's all the people?
Well, it's a very specific thing. Untick Creative Commons only. Creative Commons means you're allowed to use, you've got full rights to the images. Here we don't have rights to the images. We've unticked that, so this is actually stuff you're not legally allowed to use, okay? But because this is just a video and it's not an actual real product you're trying to sell or something, it's fine.
But somebody might want to make this country work. But then they'll have to get their own image.
You have to get your own image.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you really want
to start off this country, would you use a PowerPoint presentation to start off a country, which is a very odd thing. They're clearly different heights, so that's the image. Absolutely fine. Okay. Great. And it says you are responsible for recommending, for respecting others' rights and copyright and stuff. So
great, I'm very responsible.
Look on the side here, it's got some design ideas. It's like, did you want to position things like this or this? You know what I mean? It's giving you some design ideas, but you can do that later.
Must speak a different language. Maybe have people talking, but then other people going not understanding.
So another
because
one?
There might even be languages that people don't even know of.
Okay.
That are not there. Confused faces.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, this one!
That is good.
That's good. Yeah. Okay. I want that one. Actually, I want to position it slightly over the other one because it doesn't need to be that much white space.
Oh, no, you could crop. You could literally crop it if you wanted to. Do you get what I mean? That can be cropped out, that white space.
I know, but just have that over, and that's cropping it technically.
Before we do it, when you click on each image, when you click on an image or click on an image like this, it gives you a few little picture styles, right? Maybe you want a little frame around it. Maybe you want nice soft edges.
Oh, I want that. Soft edges. Yeah.
Have a little look at some of the other options that you've got here.
Actually,
I'll open it up. There's a few there's that soft edge thing. There's that tilted things. There's different. Oh, look at that little crossed off edges.
Yeah.
There's lots of different little looks here that you can apply. Even though like a little tablet almost it looks like on the side. So what do you want to use?
Actually,
the soft edges. Okay, soft edges.
Yeah.
And on this one, you can add those soft edges too, or do you want something else? Do you want to keep it uniform? Okay.
Yeah, I do want to
soft edges.
But I have to put something between them, actually. Because
okay, so this at the bottom.
100 referees.
Yeah.
Well, what about 100 referees? People who...
okay. Referees. Okay, go on.
How about 100 referees? Actually, 100 referees.
Nah, it's not coming up. It's too... specific. No one has a photo of specifically 100 referees.
They should have a photo of 100 referees. Why is Joe Biden a referee?
Referees gathering.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But do referees gather?
Well, not during the social distancing times and stuff. Sometimes.
Is that a gathering of that looks like one of them's died and they're in a church at a service.
Just him. Okay.
Yeah. He's a referee.
Oh, what
but
about
he
that?
looks
That
too
looks
angry.
Like
Can we have a happy referee? No.
No, referees are usually blowing their whistle and they are angry.
Look at that. That's awful. I want to... Are there any nice ones here? I guess
there's
there
no
are
such
just
thing
no
as a nice referee. Yeah. Okay.
A smiling referee? There's a smile. Look, there you go. Is that a referee or a player?
I don't know. I'm lost.
That's going to be the referee.
Okay.
I've just promoted him. Oh, he does. FIFA referee.
Fever, referee, yeah. Okay.
So he's a referee.
Okay.
There we go. I want to
So
flip
if you-
him.
yeah,
Yes.
see,
and I'll
that's
tell
pretty-
you, in this top corner here, looking at everybody as if he's making their sizes. So we've got the speaking different languages, the referee that'll vouch.
Good at drawing.
Okay, so insert pictures online.
Yeah,
and
you got
we're
it.
going to make it artistic. Get rid of that.
So we'll have 3 slides in your PowerPoint.
I just kind of think
Good at
that
drawing, because those are pencils, drawing.
Yeah, I'm sort of saying that. Can we make it so it's squashed this way and then pulled that way? You widen it to get it like that, and then you squash it down like that. Then we want that edge thing that way.
There. So
the next
you've
page.
got your first slide.
So that's how you get into the country.
Do you want to do a chart?
Not really. What would the chart be? The height chart? Maybe it's a chart of the heights that are already in the country so that you can measure yourself to determine.
Well, this next slide was going to be housing. I feel we should have a chart in it so you get used to using charts.
Okay, well, let's not do housing then. Oh, well, actually, no.
We're doing housing and education.
That's where the height thing comes into it. Housing. Your house needs to be the same height as you. From the floor to the ceiling.
That reminds me of kids in Minecraft who build their things so they can't jump. It's really annoying when you build it like 2 blocks up and then...
No. So basically, your house is dependent on your height. So that means that everybody's house will be different from other people's house. But you can only invite people to your house who are smaller than you. I was going to say your height, but there would be nobody your height. Okay, so you can only invite people that are smaller than you, because that way you're the tallest, you're the boss of you're the boss in your own house.
So what about shops? How high are they going to be?
They'll be open.
Open, but shops are always
No,
open unless they're
they'll be
closed.
open. They won't be enclosed in a building type.
Oh, so they're all services
Like a market.
are outdoors. So
Yes.
there's an outdoor
Place where you buy things.
laundromat, an outdoor
No,
police station.
There's not a laundromat.
An outdoor
You've
bank.
got
How
your own
secure is
laundry.
that?
You've got your washing machine in your own house.
Okay, but a bank, an outdoor bank, is that very secure?
Well, they're nice people. They're not going to do. They've had 100, referees to vouch that they're a good person. Do you think they'd steal them?
So
No.
what about it was a criminal group that has 101 members, and one of them like, let's get into this country, and they tell all their criminal mates, hey, just referee for me.
No, because the referees are checked.
They're checked.
They are checked. Okay, let's move on.
Okay.
So housing. So what we're going to do is, this will be self-explanatory. We're going to make this, I want to
Let's see.
how can I change this word here?
Edit data. So here you go. So this is like a little Excel. So this is made with Excel, and you change your category 1, 2, 3 in Excel, and it will pop here.
Perfect. I know Excel. I use that.
And you know how to make charts in
category,
it too.
yes. So. The size. Okay, so these are all the sizes.
So instead of
I'm
calling
gonna
them
delete
category, maybe you can call them what they actually are.
person height, ceiling height, house ceiling height. So column 1 will be
Well, what do you want to call it?
1.1. Oh well,
What is column 1?
it's just like the first. It's like an example. It doesn't need a name. It's just
Well, it actually does, because you're saying person height and you're column 1. It just everything.
No.
Okay,
You'll
show.
see. So 1.2.
Can I just say, this is the most confusing. Person height, column 1, series 1, series 13. So what happened?
1.4 suddenly came about.
Yeah, but it'll probably go to 1.6.
Oh, now I have to delete that.
No,
and make it 1.6.
you clearly know it's always, it doesn't want the top
But I want
graph
it
to
at
touch
the top. How do we get rid of that thing?
But
The
you said
highest.
that, and then ceiling height 1.4, and now you know that they're the same.
Then I want to have lots more and it going down, and I don't want that 1.6.
Okay, so
there.
look, 1.1, 1.0. These are small people. Do they start off at 1.4, 0.9?
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
really
smaller
small.
people are nicer than
Oh, no,
taller people.
this is just arbitrary. This is just arbitrary. Just like it might be 1.4 meters. 1.4 meters, 1.2 meters.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
meter.
It's 1.4 meters, but most people are around
Yeah.
1.7.
They are, aren't they?
So you're saying the tallest person is 1.5. I mean, that means lots of new people
Yeah,
can
I
join.
guess
But anyway, let's give them some names. We've got Andrew. Put in some new names.
No, I don't want to put people's names in
Yeah,
there.
because see, Andrew, and it shows Andrew is this tall. Person height?
No,
house height.
because Andrew might not be in the place.
Well, how do you know who's in the place? Have you asked them what their names are? But they're all in different languages. So you wouldn't know. I mean, this is what you're literally making a society where everyone is a number rather than a person. This is exactly what we're against. We don't want everyone to be a number.
Okay, they can be a letter. A, B.
I've got no words.
Well, in this, you don't need words in this country because nobody will understand you anyway. F.
Could have just done a formula for this.
I know. I guess. Minus.
I like how it's trying to do autumny rosy colours with this chart. Are you happy with that chart type? Because there's different like looking charts and stuff like that, you know, that look different. Let's just even, in fact, change chart type. You could even, instead of a column chart, could be a pie chart, could be a bar chart.
I don't think a pie chart. No.
I just don't see how you do, like, even this thing.
No, that's just weird.
How would that is, like, not even understandable.
I know.
Looks cool, though.
Yeah, it's not understandable, though.
Box and whisker?
No. Waterfall. What's waterfall? Because I like waterfalls.
I just wouldn't even understand that.
I wouldn't.
I think we're good with columns.
I think so, but no, okay.
3D clustered column.
No. Oh,
that's nice.
Yeah.
Yep, let's go the 3D cluster column.
Okay.
Column. There we go.
That's good. I like that.
I think there's even some more styles too with that. So if you don't want it like out like that, you can still have it 3D, but just like that, so it's a bit more readable.
It looks like a staircase.
Yeah. Do you want to just have like that?
No. I want to... Wait. I like that.
Oh, that's an optical illusion at the bottom.
I like that.
And there are some more too there. There's that, and that.
No.
Oh, I like the shadow on that. But that's like an optical illusion at the bottom.
There we
okay.
go.
So
that's easy to understand. Look.
It just doesn't seem very descriptive to me personally. Like, I think there needs to be some kind of text.
Okay, I'll just say.
Or you could do some word art if you want it to look like a fancy thing.
I want it to look like a fancy thing. Oh, no, not pink because it want to understand it.
Okay.
And I don't want to.
So you'd write your
14.
If that doesn't look very good with that.
No, it doesn't. House height must match person height. So you are the boss in your own house.
Okay.
As all your visitors will be smaller than you.
Some friends will be able to invite people over, but then they won't be able to go to their house. Because you're...
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that's right. So that way, those
people with the smallest person can go to everyone's houses, but no one can visit them. The tallest person can have all these visitors, but they can never visit anyone else. Like, it's kind of like, what's the balance? Do you want to be taller in this country or smaller? Do you like people coming over to your house, or do you want to go to theirs? You know?
I would want to go to their house. So
you don't want to be short as hell.
I want to be the smallest person so that I can go everywhere to people's houses, but no one can go over to mine. So that you are the boss in your own house.
Okay.
Smaller.
Your visitors must be smaller than you. Are you happy with the look of all that?
I am.
Okay, great. Housing in Blossom. We're going to go on to the third slide now, and then once we've done the third slide...
That is the third slide.
No, sorry, I meant the fourth slide. It's in 3 content slides. Education will be the next slide about... you know, children and how they're taught and stuff.
Okay, so children must be taught a completely different language from everybody else, but each child...
We'll start off also with mathematics as well, because I want to show you a new
Mathematics is
feature.
universal. That's actually, they have to learn maths because technically...
It's the only universal language.
Each
other. Okay. And then what we're going to do is, once we've done this, I want to show you a new ink replay feature that can actually be put into your slides. So that's one of the new features, which is why I'm choosing for you to do some kind of math equation as well. And also, then we're going to start doing some animations and slide transitions, and we can delete the rest of these slides. Okay, so this is going to be a final slide, which is education in Blossom. Now, before we continue...
I want there to be more slides.
No, it's...
I want the plants that
already
are growing
been
there. No, it has to have lots of blossoms. Like... what you plant there, actually, you can plant anything as long as it's pretty. So education as the...
Something I'd like to show you in the draw tab is you've got the ability to draw with various pencils and stuff on the actual slideshow. Now, you've also got a feature here, which I think is pretty cool, called Ink to Math. And what this does is...
Oh, I know. You write the mathematical equation.
Yes, because you can't generally type. Like, if you look at your keyboard, you think, how would I type things?
Well, you can't type pi and all that sort of stuff, yeah.
So if you come over here, you've got a little ink equation editor, and you can write stuff in. Like, for example, you could write 5 plus 6 equals 11. Something like this. And the computer can actually understand what I'm doing there. But you can get a little more creative. You might actually instead have, let's make this a prerequisite for schools. Any child must know how to solve this equation. So it can be, I'll start it off and you can get a little bit more creative. A plus 7 cubed divided by or over 84R bracket 6 divided by 20. Yeah, whatever that symbol is, divided by 20.
Oh, well, leave it. It looks good.
Now you keep going. Make this a bit bigger. Maybe a big divided by across the side.
No.
And you can keep drawing and it will keep expanding that out. What's that supposed to be?
Well, yeah, okay, that'll do. It was supposed to be a pi, but anyway.
Plus the square root.
And no, not A. How do we...
No. And it's saying, please write well-formed math expressions. Once you did that, that wasn't well-formed.
Okay, have that over.
Well, you can have this whole thing over. You can have that. Oh. It worked! Figured it out, even though we were so dumb. 68 to the power of 9. Oh, there's a power of 8. Now you've got to figure out equals what? And that can be the equation. They have to be able to answer that. And I think that...
Actually, leave that. I like that. And remember cosins, tan and stuff.
So they've got to work that out.
I wouldn't mind putting a little pi here as well.
I think it's actually like we've done it in a way where it actually doesn't even make sense at all. TR. Okay. So they've got to figure out what that equals. Yeah. So you just click insert and they have to understand this math. Do you want it to be a bit larger?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a prerequisite to
children to get into the schools.
Okay.
They have to know how to solve that.
I don't think they're going to have anyone in the school.
Solve the schools are going to be
issues. But maths is supposed to be the universal language.
Okay. They must be able to solve.
In modern day.
Yeah.
They say that when you start a child at school, they like them to at least be able to write their name.
Yeah, it's like, like this kind of thing.
They can learn how to solve that.
Dots?
Now imagine the parents trying to teach them that.
Yeah.
And each parent speaks a different language and the child doesn't even understand what the parents are saying.
So silly. Okay.
Oh, dear. Okay, now the reason we don't have them writing their name is because technically... They haven't learned their language.
But what language do they teach?
Well, it must be different to everybody else in the country, so it can't be their parents.
So the parents would never be able to communicate with their own children.
They'll never fight. So that's good.
There we go.
But what's happened here? Why is that now not...
Because they've got to answer. They've actually got to put in that box whatever it is.
Really?
Yep.
But I thought they needed to write the answer there.
Well, maybe
so there's two answers. That must equal that.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, whatever the answer is the same as this. So you've got to figure it out. It's an extra step. You don't just figure it out. You actually have to figure out how to make this equation equal that and that at the same time.
That's
know what would be funny? If there's some really intelligent people who actually figure out the answer to this, but I actually think it's impossible because it is so jumbled. I don't think you can actually mathematically solve
that.
That
even looks like a music symbol.
Yeah.
Like, that looks like it should be on one of those, when you read sheet music and stuff. That's what that...
Now, for this slide, we're going to get a lot of animation and drawing into this.
Yeah.
So it's going to look quite good.
Okay. Now, let me do the next point.
Up.
So the next point is, now, as I said, the reason the child doesn't need to write their own name before they enter school, like, modern day schools, when you start your child, they expect them to write their own name, but not in this case because the parents won't be able to teach the child their own name because the parents' languages will be different from each other and the child.
Okay.
So, child will learn...
so the child will learn a new language different from their parents and everyone in the country.
But you know what? Why even bother to even know that language when you're the only one that knows it? And you can talk to yourself then. At least you'll be able to talk to yourself. So I guess we need that example. Yes. Oops.
Of such language would be. Now you are going to...
But this would be an example for one person because once one person has learnt this language, nobody else can then learn it.
What pen colour would you like? Would you like
red.
Orange? Red. Okay. Too thick?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, too thick. I thought so. Okay, so let's change the thickness. You can even choose for it to look starry or an interesting red if you want.
I do,
see that?
actually. I want it to look starry.
Okay. Fantastic. And next up, some shapes that they're not allowed to know before coming into school, okay? Because I need to show you how to draw it. Or maybe shapes they have to know, but I think it would be funnier if it was shapes they don't have to know.
But if you're showing them, then they'll know those shapes.
They're not allowed to know the names of the following shapes, and then you're going to draw some shapes here.
Why are they going to learn the names of those shapes in their school?
Yes.
Because they want to see their reaction when they finally
Something
learn
like
the
that.
names.
Something like that. You're going to insert some shapes here because I want to show you a special way you can do things here. So here you've got some shapes. So what are some shapes that you want to chuck in?
That one?
Yep.
I was going to say...
Yeah.
The reason... you took the thing away.
What?
I want it like that with the thing in the mouth. And the reason they must know that... The reason they must not know that shape is because they're not meant to be smoking. So
unfortunately you can't keep that there. It's just that's the thing to pull the mouth if you want it happy or sad. They mustn't know what a sad thing is, maybe.
Yeah,
they're all
sad
supposed
face,
to be happy
because
all the time.
everybody's happy.
Okay, add some more shapes.
Because it's never raining or thundery or lightning. It's always a lovely sunny day. There's no COVID-19, I was going to say, but that doesn't quite look like.
Yeah. I just realised how dumb it is. They mustn't know the names of the following shapes, but everyone speaks a different language anyway, so they wouldn't know what the names are anyway.
I guess so.
Now, one of the things they added here is if you've got a shape, they've added a new outline type. So what I'm going to do is just quickly get rid of the shape fill here. I want no fill. See this outline of this lightning bolt? You can go to shape outline and there's this new sketch. This wasn't in previous versions. This is one of their new features in PowerPoint 2021. And you can actually make it look. So it's been drawn a bit. See that little wobbly look? See, all like that? See how it's not just your perfect straight line. It's like, it gives it that more realistic. This has been drawn. Do you like that scribble or do you like the curved?
I like the curved.
Curved, okay. So we'll make all the shapes like that. So we'll just get rid of the fill, no fill, and we'll give them that outline of curved. Fantastic. Well, those are your slides, but we now want to make them a little bit more interesting as they come up on the screen. Sure, you could play the slideshow right now and it would show Blossom, the place to be, gaining citizenship. It's just a little bit boring how it just fades to each slide. There's no animations, there's nothing eye-catching.
Okay, so what animation do you recommend?
Let's change it up a bit. Let's get some transitions going. Switching to gaining citizenship, maybe you want some curtains. So that opens up. You get it?
I do, actually.
Something like that.
I like that.
There are quite a few different...
I like the curtains.
So choose something here.
The curtains for the first one,
Okay.
100%.
But there's different types. There's curtains. There's wind.
No.
Or
Curtains.
there was one more here. Prestige.
No.
You like the curtains. It must be curtains.
Yes.
You can customize the curtains too.
Oh,
just
really?
so you know. There can be a sound effect as the curtains open.
Yeah, a drawing. You know what the sound like.
These are the different sound effects.
Oh, like a breeze. Well, that doesn't really... Applause. There'll be an applause.
Okay.
People clapping. Yeah! Like it's on the stage!
Okay. And are you happy with the duration of it taking 6 seconds to open, or do you want it to just be a bit quicker or longer?
I like that big grand
It could be an hour
entrance.
long if you want. It takes an hour to open the
Actually, an hour.
I was joking, okay. I was joking now. Like, you can literally type in 30 seconds here as an example, and then if you click it, it would literally take...
Oh, that's painful.
30 seconds.
Oh, that's painful.
The people would
I'd sack the person
so
pulling the
bored.
Well, actually,
Do you like how it actually even folds up your text and stuff and everything is like folded, but that's too slow.
No.
So what do you think about 3 seconds?
5 seconds. 5.
Okay, just a little bit quicker than that original. So 5 seconds, and it rolls them open, and there you go.
Yeah,
so that's the first one.
Yes.
Great.
Then to go to the second one, which is
okay.
housing.
So you add it now. Housing in Blossom.
Random bars, because it's already got bars in.
An aeroplane.
No.
So here, there's
Blinds.
lots of interesting things. Like that was more interesting.
I want that one.
Okay, so blinds for that one.
Yeah.
And what about education?
No.
So none of these are really tickling.
Well, blocks was okay.
Random means every time you click it, it does something else.
Oh, Random. Yeah, random.
No, you sure you don't want... Because
you'll never know then. You'll never know.
Let's just have a little look at any that you really like.
But random, we'll do them all.
I know, but let's just see any that you really like so you can actually say, oh, you know, my favourite is such and such. You know what I mean? Oh, that's very intense, that one, isn't it? There's lots of different little things here. Would you use any of these if you were doing a presentation, or you think they're just a bit over the top?
No, the one that had the... like the bees.
The bees, and then it flew off.
I said birds. I didn't say... I said bees. I didn't say birds. That was a bird.
So what do you actually like the origami one where it becomes a little bird and it flutters away?
It's just a bit weird.
I think it goes with it. And if you get a sound effect on it, such as...
Oh, yeah, we didn't do a sound effect.
Yeah, we'll do a
sound
effect for that. What do you think?
Yeah, okay, I like the drum roll.
Okay, great. You wanted a sound effect for this one, which was blinds. Yeah. So what is the sound effect going to be?
No.
Oh, that works.
That works.
There we go. So now when you're watching your slideshow, your PowerPoint...
but the last one, I want it random. I really want it random.
Okay, you don't want that special...
No.
Got that special origami.
No, but the drum roll to see what's going to come up.
Okay.
Because you never know what's going to come up.
Okay, so you click on random.
Right.
Okay. So if you were to now watch this, let's have a little look at what it looks like. So it comes up, you click it, it opens up and it shows you citizenship, and then it shows you housing in Blossom, and it shows you education, which was a bit of a boring one, but you know.
Education is always boring.
Okay, that's what it is, but it's still, there's something about your slideshow I just don't like.
What is it?
It doesn't seem very interesting the way things kind of pop into existence. So I'll give you an example. I'll design this one and then you can design the other two. I think with education, it should come up like this. The first thing to appear with this animations is, I think this word education should fly in. Okay? And then, next up, this should come up and it's gonna...
bounce.
Let's say it bounces in. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is the new ink replay feature, which is pretty cool. You can make it so that you can draw something. So let's make this in red so we know what we're talking about. This problem here. The cool thing about ink replay is you can now say ink replay.
Oh, so it then draws
it during the thing. So what you do
but
if you want that
to be number 3, then 4.
Yes. Let me just select it a bit better. So I want this. Got it?
As number 3.
To be a part of the animation. So I'm just going to say add animation and the replay button. So it actually see it drawing it in the animation. Yeah, let's say we were playing this PowerPoint now and actually make sure that this really works. And the rest is still here because we haven't made it appear yet. But education. Every child must, you could imagine you're up there saying it, and then it points to the picture, okay? Yep. And then that wiggles.
Here I am.
You know? So you get how that works, don't you? And we'll just finish it off. I don't like the fact that all on click. So if I can just select everything and not have it on click, just after previous. Oh, do you like the spiral in?
I do actually like the spiral in.
Oh, that!
Oh, no, that.
I think the last slide will be the animated one. We won't animate all the others because it's a bit of a process to animate. So are you happy with your PowerPoint?
I'm happy with it. Okay, let's do the test now. Hey, Benj! Come and have a look at this.
So you're going to have a little look at this now.
I've created a
and see if you would want to live in this country.
It's the place is called Blossom. Now, why is it called Blossom?
Because you love blossom trees.
I love blossom.
Okay.
So wonderful.
It's the place to be.
Okay.
Now, tell me if you, based on this presentation, would you like to be a citizen in this country?
So here we go.
Well, it sounds like a really cool place.
Gaining citizenship. You must speak a different language to everyone already residing in the country. You wrote the country, just so you know. But anyway, I'm surprised we didn't notice that before.
I can't believe we didn't pick it up.
No, the person writing this isn't very good at English because they've got so many languages and mixed it up a bit.
Now, that's why they're all confused. Yeah. Because no one can understand. Now, why would that be the case that no one would understand each other?
Well, they're speaking different languages.
No.
That's why they'd understand each other.
I mean, what would be the reasoning behind behind it?
a benefit of not.
Into arguments.
Yeah.
No one
I
can
guess so.
argue. No
Now,
one can.
But they can
Right.
do this. They can do that in fists and like Europeans go.
No.
And they do this.
Even sign
Europeans
languages
do this.
are all different.
They do that to each other.
Okay. You need 100
Every language
referees
needs a different
to
roofing done.
vouch that you're a nice person. So if you're a
100
nice person,
referees.
you won't be doing that. Yeah, and there's the referee there.
Sports people decide things.
You need to be a different height to everyone already
No.
else in the country.
You
See, all
need
the heights are
100
different.
referees,
Yeah.
to vouch for you, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
those
you need to be a
referees.
different height.
See, all
to
these people are different
everyone
heights.
else
No one's
already in
allowed to be the
country.
same height in that
Yeah.
country.
It sounds like a difficult place to live.
And you have to be good at drawing. So you have to.
I'm not bad at drawing.
Okay.
Do you know why you need to
That's
be
the
good
only thing I like about the place.
Do you know why you need to be good at drawing? Because to communicate with people, so you
Yeah.
can draw
Oh,
things so
okay.
people can then understand.
Okay.
Because pictures tell 1,000.
So there's 3 slides. That was the first slide. Let's move on to the second one. Housing in Blossom. House height must match person height so that you are the boss in your own house. Your visitors must be smaller than you. So you've got a person height 1.4 metres. The house is 1.4 metres. Everything
Wow.
is
So
like
would you
that.
rather be the tallest person who can invite
Everybody
everybody
can
to
be
their
come
house?
to your house,
Or would
but you can't go
rather,
to anyone's
Yeah,
houses.
but you can't go to anyone's. Or would you rather be the shortest person where no one can come to your house,
But you can go to everyone
everybody
else's
Maybe I'll go to everyone else's house.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
so
I
you'd be a
said.
short person.
Because they're not going to eat all
But
the
what
food
if
and make
a
a
tall
mess and
person
worry
comes
about.
to squash you? They stamp on you and stuff.
Is there hospitals there to fix people up?
We didn't get
we
into
didn't
that.
get that
Oh,
far.
yeah.
yet.
Well, I'd go to hospital.
Not
and
yet.
get
We're not.
fixed
We're
up.
stopping here. Okay.
Okay.
And last of all, education. Every child must be able to solve this math problem before entering school. Okay.
Cool.
And a child will learn a new language different from their parents. So everyone in the example would in the country needs a new language. That's an example of a language.
Yeah.
And children must not know the shapes below. They can't know any of these shapes.
names of the
all that,
following
all that.
shapes,
They
yeah.
can't know any of the names of them.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, that's very, very strange and unusual.
Would you like to be a citizen in that country?
And can you solve that
That I
equation just
created?
out of interest?
Answer is 53.
Oh.
Can I please go to another country instead of this one?
Well, there we go. And that's what
That's
it's
not
like.
very nice.
This program is made for making presentations and then showing them off to people, but you can do other things other than presentations. Okay, so great work on your presentation of your country. Anyway, just before we finish up, I thought I'd show you how creative one of our teenage subs got with PowerPoint by making his own visual novel game using the program. So, as you know with PowerPoint, in fact, this is a great thing. I completely forgot to show you this, but let's say you had some text or something here. So let's say you wanted to change title. You could actually have this here.
Oh, so
Where what you can do is
select
they
it
can-
and it takes you back.
Exactly, that you can click.
It's like a little tab that takes.
Yeah, so I could highlight title
Yeah.
and say, okay, this link to a page in this document, which is, title is Blossom. And you say, okay, that links you to that. And then you might say, okay, in citizenship, we'll link us, insert link to citizenship, housing. So that makes the PowerPoints more, instead of just being one thing, you just, you start here and you go to there.
people then can go back and
You
think.
can go back to other things.
Yeah, okay.
So if you're actually in that presentation and you might think, I want to go back to citizenship. And it can take you back to citizenship.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I just realised something.
Yeah.
If you are married in this country, you technically can't live in the same house because you're different heights.
No,
You're
you
different
can.
heights.
because one would be smaller.
No, but
The
one
man
would
would probably
be
be-
visiting. So that means it would be the man's house, and then the woman would be always just visiting. It would never
No,
be
she can
her
just
house.
move in.
No, but remember, house height has to match your height.
Oh, yeah.
So
you could always
technically,
be
well, look at
visiting.
it this way: there would never be anybody married couples fighting.
Yeah, because
So,
they're living in different
They're
houses.
living
Okay.
in different, but then
But
where do
anyway.
the children live? They live in their
Yeah.
own houses. How would a baby feed itself? How would a baby change its own nappy?
I don't know. No, the mother would visit the child. No,
Oh yeah,
no, the mother can't.
Oh no, the
because
mother.
it's so
The
short.
child would have to learn how to walk very quickly, so that it could then go and get
Go to
its
the mother to
nappy
get its nappy
changed.
changed.
Oh no!
And no one can visit or look after the baby in its own house. It goes to people.
Yeah, it goes. To
But anyone can look after that baby because it can go to anyone's house.
so whoever it feels like to look after it. Oh boy.
Okay. So let's say with education, you can have a slide here such as you're in a dark room, what are you going to do? And you could have buttons here, turn a light on, do this. And this would take you to a different slide based on what you've done. Do you understand how you could almost make a bit of a choose your own adventure game or something with this? Anyway, one of our teenage subs has actually made his own PowerPoint visual novel program. The game is called Awakening by Ethan Dolberg, and it contains over 500 slides. Now, we'll take a little sneak peek at it for a few minutes, and I'll have a link in the description.
How long did it take him to do that?
I know, and he did his own drawings and everything with it.
How old is he?
He's a teenager. But I think his name has 2007 in it, so I just assume he was born in 2007.
Okay.
So probably 14. So as you can see, he's got a slideshow here, and it goes, it's 500 pages.
Wow.
But it's not really, it feels more like a game than a slideshow, and I'll show you how this is. So this will just show you basically...
I have a feeling you don't go to all 500 slides. It's like a choose your own
adventure there'd be a few.
Thing.
I think at the start it's pretty solid, but then it becomes a bit more choosy later on. Anyway, you play as James Appline.
He didn't
say when he wanted to use it. And he got some music.
We didn't do music.
Yeah. You play as James Appline, who gets a job at Script Entertainment working during the night shift. And let's see how it is.
That doesn't look good.
That's actually his YouTube logo. I've seen it.
What does he do? That's creepy.
So the Awakening, and you've got some options here. Play or quit, and see how you can use the mouse now to click on that. And he has pictures that he's drawn by hand as opposed to on the computer. So what are you going to do?
I'm going to quit. No, I'm joking. I'll play. I was just being funny.
Okay. The little phones come up. And click to unlock. One app installed. Do you like how he's almost made it like a little phone coming here?
It
feels less like a PowerPoint presentation, doesn't it?
Yeah. I feel like I'm really unlocking a little phone here.
Office tutorial. So you've got an option here. You can click on the tutorial pop-up so you know what you're doing, or you can go onto the computer. See how there's options here, and you can kind of choose...
I'll just go straight to the
computer. So you don't even know what you're doing?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what it was. The goal is to just simply log in and log out of this computer.
Really?
Yeah. So he's got little things going up here. And now you click on log on as a user. Yep. Password is being entered. Welcome. Tasks are done. Please sign out. So you did everything.
Oh.
And you can now sign in. How would you sign out of this computer? No, there's no task. You've got to log off. So does there anything look like it might... Your cursor's actually on it, by the way. Yep, that's how you close it. Do you like how it doesn't even feel too much like a slideshow?
No, it doesn't actually.
You see, this is his little game that he's got going. So just a bit more forward, night one. So you're spending your first night here in the...
It reminds me of that game I played, that creepy one where you were in the
office
at
that night. Yeah.
Even the music.
What are you going to do? What do you see how he's got these arrows? You can click on, you can access his book, you can access a computer, you can access your phone. See that? He's got arrows pointing to different things, and he's drawn this. I would have used computer graphics. I would have drawn them on the computer just to make it, but he's probably wanted to give it a style, and his style is to make it feel like paper.
Have a look at the book.
Oh no, you got to click on the book to get into it. So here's his book, and I think you click that again. Oh, that's inside the book? Or is this inside the lounge? I think this is in the lounge room or something. Okay, that was just around.
And in the phone now?
Oh no, that's not in the phone. These are the things looking around the lounge room that he's in, or the room that he's in, and it's showing each side. And then if you look on, keep going, and if you keep turning, you get to the computer and stuff. So you can either use
I see.
the computer.
So you're looking.
Yeah. Did you get a jump scare?
That was a jump scare?
That was supposed to be a jump scare.
Okay. Not quite.
You didn't get jump scared.
Not this time. Because I was expecting to see something, and it came up.
He said, I'd laugh if Dinah got scared by it. Sorry, Dinah.
Oh,
now here he had a judge sound. Bang. The sound of the judge's hammer hitting the table.
Sorry to disappoint you.
Yeah. But do you like how this text, and it's got like the person talking and the text comes in? Does that feel almost like a video game? The case of the office murder, so it's talking about you because you just got murdered, okay? Yeah. Now they're summoning the detectives on the case, and here are the detectives. You've even got Adams over there. You see that?
And what's that? What's the third person? They're wanted or something?
Well, it's talking about the detectives are, and it's got this person, this Owaletti person, Stephenson Rulal, this person who has to join us via Zoom.
Oh, he's on Zoom. I thought he was wanted. Those wanted
Mr. Tony
papers.
Adams. Yeah. The body of Charles Heavens. Okay, I should really start to leave. You're back in your house again and you want to try and leave. This place gives me the creeps. So you can start to leave. And see this little thing here? When you think that crawling through a vent is the best idea, it really isn't. And see, he's trying to have animations. You're moving through his drawing there that he's drawn.
I really felt like I was.
Yeah, that was a good animation. As soon as I turned the corner, I realised that something scary is there. Now, what are you going to do? I'm pretty sure that I can climb up that. But the angle isn't the scary part. It's the lack of bolts holding the vents together that scares me. Stupid maintenance people. I think it's time to make a decision. Should I stay in place? Should I go on forward? Or should I go back? And he's got the options appearing. And then you can click continue.
I'll continue. What's the point of staying in one place?
Okay.
This really feels like a choose your own adventure. I used to love those
So
books.
you could make these, but do you realise this is PowerPoint?
Yeah.
A teenager has made this with PowerPoint.
Did you know, when I was a kid, the choose your own adventure games, the choose your own adventure books just first came out.
Yeah.
And they were the in thing back in my day. So
they died out because video games were better.
Of course.
That's why they died out.
Of course. I think I should continue.
They were an improvement. You could have stats, RPGs and
so
stuff.
do I just press that and I'm continuing?
Yep. What was that? Just when I finished. These creatures, do you like the hand-drawn creatures? It's a bit of a style. I was dead. And then it says game over, you're dead. I think that was a bad idea. And he has the option, do you want to try again and stuff. But there we go. We'll stop there. But that just goes to show.
It didn't last long.
Yeah, I'll include this in the description for anyone who wants to have a little go of this. Do you want to try again?
I do, actually.
Okay, I'll let you go.
I want to try again.
Stay
so
in place or
obviously,
return?
well, stay in place I'm not going to get anywhere. I'm just going to return.
I think I should go back. Why did I think that?
Well, because I died when I went, oh no. So you die anyway.
Because you're there. So you didn't do very well.
So what do I do? Just stay in place and
You've
not
got
do
to stay
anything?
in place. Rule of horror games, don't look behind you.
Stay in place.
Bit of a cheat here. Maybe I should just wait.
Then what ends up happening?
30 minutes later. What was that?
Really? But what
No.
happened? He went.
He went, ow. Where the hell? Oh, I get it. He landed there and the bolts were like, so you came out here. Where the hell am I?
Because he did give
the
the
description. The bolts look so because that monster joined, it broke it and you escaped, I guess.
So that was like a little hint there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I look
didn't
around.
Get the hint.
I realise now I'm in between the court and the Lions dojo. Even more, the facility is on the other side of the dojo. Anyway, and you're going to start travelling around doing all of this stuff. That is how it works. So you can make choose your own adventure games and things like that with PowerPoint. Okay? So
Imagine how much time he would have spent.
Yeah.
500.
He would have spent quite a lot of time making this.
And he drew it all.
Yeah,
so what
he
did
drew
he
it
do?
too.
Just take a
Picture of it,
his
yeah, and have it
drawings?
in the PowerPoint. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So he drew it on paper. Well, anyway.
And then it's like a little computer program, almost like, if you select this, it takes you to this one. And then,
so instead of it just playing the slides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, he has paths and choices where you can choose to do Kevin's path or someone else's path and things. And it's like a choose your own adventure type visual novel story. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. What do you think of PowerPoint 2021? Is PowerPoint 2021 something that you like? Is this a great program?
I have fun with it.
Great. Well, there we go. That was PowerPoint 2021. Is there anything else you think you'd change in this program? Are you happy with the design of it? It's an upgrade from before. Any features that are missing? What do you think?
Oh, look,
Or you think it's just good?
I think it's pretty good. I think I would have to do more presentations
and stuff.
Get into it more and then work out if there is anything missing. But look, we've only just scratched the surface. There's so much more in there.
And you've got the other programs too. You've got Excel and, this
and I
Office
like
comes with other
Excel. I'm
things.
so used to that.
Do you actually like this program though, out of interest? Like just the way it looks, would you upgrade from Office 2013 to 2021 because you're liking the look of it, or it's not good
No,
enough?
I'd downgrade to 2007 because I like the look
But then
of
you've
that
got
better.
more issues. Like,
I
actually,
know,
I'll tell you something.
compatibility.
When Ethan sent me his game, I opened it in Office 2013. It didn't open. It said error.
Oh,
Because he
okay.
made it in a newer version of Office. So eventually, if you stick around too long with Office 2007, people are going to send you
Nothing will
things.
work.
You won't be able to open them. And you have to say, can you click Save As? This is what you have to tell people to do. You'll actually have to tell people to do this. Click Save As.
But what if they've already saved it? They can go back and
They can go back and save it again, and they'd have to tell them, please save it as a PowerPoint. Where's 2007?
It's got PowerPoint 97 2003.
Well, you'd have to save it in a format where it's compatible with old versions, okay?
Yeah.
So if you had someone who had PowerPoint 97, you'd have to be like, okay, I'll save it as that so that people can have it. You know what I mean? Can open it if they've got an older version. But otherwise, the more you stick with an old version, the more chances it's going to be incompatible and you're just going to be stuck behind.
Anyway, in the comments section, let me know if Blossom is the place you want to be.
And if there's any smart people out there who know how to solve this, please tell us, because I have no idea how you'd even start solving it, especially when I think you're trying to work out what A is. I don't even know how you would equal that. But anyway, there's obviously someone smart in the comments who will be able to say it.
To work it out.
Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We'll see you guys in the next episode.
See ya.